I'm going to give the gospel in layman's terms so people can get a grasp of what the gospel of Yahushua, which many know as Jesus, really is. Now, I'm going to put it in layman's terms in the sense that, just imagine this. Imagine there's a house, and in it there's a family. And the family, there's the mom, the father, and the children. And the children grow up within the family, and let's say the child is 18 years old, and he just starts misbehaving, and there's nothing they can do, but eventually he doesn't want to follow the rules of the house. So what happens? He's kicked out. And the only way he can get back in is if his father lets him back in and provides a way for him to come back. However, there's got to be restoration. He's got to come, and if he's going to be under their roof again, then he's going to have to submit to the rules of the house. Well, that's the gospel in a nutshell. As a people, Israel broke the covenant that was given to them in Mount Sinai. And as a result, since the kingdom was divided in two, and when I say the Israel, I'm talking about the lost 10 tribes, the lost sheep of Israel. They broke the covenant, and they happened to get kicked out of the land, which was Israel. They were scattered among the nations, and Israel, the people of Israel are scattered all over the world, and they are basically the mixed multitude. It's like the mixed multitude that came out of Egypt. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, in order for them to come back to the fold, they needed the Messiah to die. And the suffering servant came. His name was Yahushua. He provided the way. When he died as the Passover lamb, he provided the way for people to come back. He spilled water and blood outside of the camp. And therefore, when he did that, he sacrificed. He did kapora for us. And he became our covering. And what happens? He is the door. And whoever comes through him has peace with Abba Father, and hence gets to come back through him to the fold. And the house has rules. What are those rules? Those rules are the covenant. The covenant is Torah. And Torah, once you're in Yahushua, you want to grow in him, and you want to follow his rules. You want to do things his way. Our ways are not as good. His ways are the best ways. The Torah is perfect. It's a perfect way of life. It's what he wants us as Israelites. And when I say Israelites, I mean Israelites. Because when you come to know Yahushua as Messiah, you become grafted in to Israel. Nothing else. That's what the scriptures teach. That's what Shaul, who everybody knows as Paul, teaches. And if you read in Ephesians chapter 2 and Romans chapter 11, you're going to discover a new truth if you look at it with Hebraic lenses. We are grafted into Israel. Israel is not grafted into us. We become part of Israel again, and we enter a covenant. This time we enter it through the Messiah, who became the door for us to get his covering. And through him, we're back into the house. So we have to follow his rules. His rules are Torah. And that's basically what it is in a nutshell. And I guess if you have any different way of looking at it, just let me know. It's fine. I don't mind. I agree to disagree. But that's what the scriptures teach. And Shaul teaches this. In other words, we can't change the rules. The rules are already there. We are allowed to come back in through grace, not by works. Not by works, so no one can boast. I can't seek my own righteousness. My righteousness is found in Moshiach Yahushua. He is my righteousness. He is the doorway that I went into to be grafted back into Israel. And I consider myself, and I identify, I'm an Israelite. That's what the scriptures teach me. Everybody says, oh, I'm a Christian. Well, that's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures say when you come to know Yahushua, you come and you are grafted into Israel. That's it. There's no other denomination but Israel. And whether we all may have differing views, even in the Hebraic roots movement, which is what they say that I'm in. I never even knew I was in it. But of course, keep in mind I say this because Yahushua was not a Gentile, and if we're going to go in to the house again, we're not going to go in to be Gentiles. We're going to go in and we're going to be grafted in to be Israelites. And notice I didn't say Jews. And why did I not say Jews? Because all Jews are Israelites, but not all Israelites are Jews. And you got to keep that in mind. There's more than just the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. There's 12 tribes, and they're scattered in the nations. We can't say that we can't be Israel. Yes, we can, and you don't have to be a blood related to one of the 12 tribes to become part of Israel. There's many examples in Scripture that will tell you and that will show you that many people, like such as Ruth, were grafted in to Israel and they became part of Israel. In fact, Ruth is part of Moshiach's bloodline. Well, lo and behold, if you want to come back into the fold, you have to go through Moshiach Yahushua. If you have not entered covenant with him, well, it's time that you give your life to him and you surrender yourself to him. And when you do so, you're not just confessing, you're not confessing him just to confess him and say, oh yeah, I'm saved by grace, I can do whatever the heck I want. No, there's house rules. And the house rules are Torah, which we all broke. There's not one person, not even the people that are in, which the Yahudim or the Jews, they've kept the Brit. They've been in the Brit. Yeah, but they don't have Moshiach Yahushua. But they have, they at least they keep the Brit. They try. It doesn't save anybody. It doesn't, and they don't claim this, that it saves anybody. But we know, as believers, especially Christians, you know that Jesus died and he rose again, and you believed in him, and you've come under his covering. But you're not Christians. Really. You believed in a Jew, and you have become an Israelite. And you need to get that identity right, because that's what we are. We're Israelites. And as Israelites, we should live according to the Torah. The Torah being the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Of course, in Hebrew it would be Bereshit, Shemot, Bamidbar, Wa'ikra, and Devarim. So those are the books that show us how to live our life, how to eat, how to worship. It teaches us a great number of things, and we need to adhere to it, because Peter said, Kefa, he said, be holy, be set apart, because I am set apart, and he said this is written, and he says this in I believe it's in chapter 1 or 2 of 1 Peter. Well, lo and behold, it is written, be holy because I am holy, be set apart because I am set apart. That's found in more than one place in Wa'ikra or Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19 starts that way. And it says, my Shabbats, you shall be set apart because I am set apart. My Shabbats you shall keep, and honor your parents. That's what it says. Anyway, it's important for the believer to know that you are Israel. If you've come to know the Messiah, you are grafted into Israel. And it's time that we start living as Israel. If you notice, if people that know me and seen me, you're going to notice that I've made changes. You see the beard that I have on my face, of course. And you'll probably notice that I wear my seat. Yes, I wear my seat. Why? Because my Messiah, he wore his seat. And I'm not greater than him. A Nevid is not greater than his master. So I wear my seat. And the woman that touched him and received power, she touched the border of his garment. He didn't touch the border of his garment. She touched his seat. And the seat represents the Torah, the first 5 books. And it also represents the 4 corners of the earth where the Israelites have been scattered. Well, lo and behold, she was impure, had that for 12 years, representing the 12 tribes of Israel and its impurity. And when she grabbed onto his seed, power came out of him, and she received healing. Well, Moshiach wants to heal us all. But as believers, he wants us to adhere to his Torah. For he said that not one letter of this law which they call law, of course, of my Torah, will not perish, will not pass away until all is fulfilled and the kingdom is established. Well, as far as I know, we're under the same sun, and the kingdom hasn't been established yet. He hasn't been crowned king. He came as a suffering servant, and he's a Passover lamb. So that's what he is. And if you want to have a relationship with him and you want to get closer to him, adhere to his Torah, because that's where it's at. That's where it's at. His word is final. His word is truth. His word is like a two-edged sword. Anyway, Yahuwah bless you and keep you and shine his light upon you and give you shalom. Take care.